Who doesn't?
My pre-gen character that I popped out. He doesn't have any stamina or health. I'll fix it.
And yeah, it might have been.
Ooh, that is loud.
When someone played him previously, it might have gotten fucked up.
I mean, it does happen in the Roll20 pretty often that stuff just gets deleted from the sheet for whatever reason. Like, just the health and stamina. It doesn't happen to other things.
So we're gonna start off with a kind of simple scenario. Oh, Igor, and also hello. This is a little space combat test. We'll do a little space engagements test. About the Rudy Tooty guns and shooty this time. Gonna do that. This first scenario, you are all crew of a cockerel freighter. You are aware that there's a juicy claim. A member of the Newswire Mining Guild has lain valuable space, and you're aiming to get it. Come quite a way. Here to, jump the claim.
Or claim jumping?
Claim jump.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Don't
I didn't know I
worry.
was such a rotten bastard.
The Newswire Mining Guild are very bad people. Maybe you do.
Yeah, sure. You can justify it to yourself that way, but Finley is racked with guilt or violation of
They
property
shall
rights.
respect the ancient custom of dibs.
It is.
I mean, they did the dibs though. So are we disrespecting the dibs?
I do not see any of their dibs here, so let us go and take it.
Yeah. So.
They have all the dibs.
There is a map of the
Dilbert.
Cockerel Freighter, but for our purposes, you will live in these boxes. Feel free to put yourself where you think you might go.
Exactly where I was.
I imagine life support for a medic.
And you can drop yourselves to 0 edge, which is far.
Oh yes, sorry.
Or maybe you're just like always like stressed the fuck out.
I mean, Finley, he's already he's a little bit stressed about this whole claim jumping thing. I'm gonna say he's at one edge, little on edge about the claim jumping.
So, the group finds themselves more or less approaching a large asteroid that's broken into a more tight cluster, and it's time to make the go of it. You guys have a module which I will exist briefly and in content will prepare. Which allows you to scan for minerals and the like. Additionally, it's got a little niche use that might be of interest to you. That survey sensors gives a +2 to scan attempts. So, here to start this off with a scan of the area. You don't have to. Good. Yeah, that would be a +2 modifier.
Ooh.
Well, a
Systems
scan
for scan
is-
or scrutiny.
It's systems. It's done from the comp mesh, and so Finley, you're sat there. You're gonna do dupe, right?
Alright.
Yes, I will dupe the dupe, as they say.
Yeah, I figure this is either the officer or Stanley's job.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Ooh.
So
Well, there's
Yeah.
something graphically weird going on. It's like bars covering the middle
if
of
you
the
go
dice.
dark mode, it fucks up the way the dice look.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna use it.
Dark mode is kind of fucky.
I like
It's
it,
in
though.
beta.
Yeah, it looks really nice. And it goes with the Change Stars color scheme, being black and purple. So
I mean, yeah.
the Cockerel Freighter. So you guys approach, right? You get some heavy pings off of the area that you're looking at. Not only that, but with the super twist, so you get the feeling that there are an uncommon amount of your metals and other material you weren't expecting in these 4 locations I've just marked with a yellow X. And you'll get one automatic success on your next scan test.
I get on the comm. I'm like, you hear this, crew? We just struck uncommonly high concentrations of pure metals. We'll be mildly better off than we were before. You hear?
Oh, we are
Mildly better
swimming in
off.
it. Swimming in it. Which is probably
DuckTales
about
swimming in
time.
Wading in it
gold.
at the very least. Perhaps
Well-
splashing in it a bit.
Well, are we talking beryllium or are we talking gold here?
You won't know
all
until we
the
get
scanner
closer.
said was uncommonly, it was as pure metal. So maybe it's aluminum.
Well, uncommon
We'll go recycle space cans.
uncommon combinations of them as well. Not things you'd expect to find naturally occurring out here.
Well, these aren't things you would expect to find naturally occurring. Normally, I might be suspicious that something like there was a ship that was destroyed here recently, this is its wreckage, but that seems too paranoid. I think we should just charge in blindly, head right for one of those locations, and if it blows up on our face, yay.
Yeah, that seems really untrusting not to just do that.
Yeah, if there's one thing I understand about doing illegal mining, it's that you really gotta trust when you do it.
Wait, are we doing illegal mining? I thought we were just
We're-
mining. Are we fugitives?
We're claim jumping.
You're claim jumping Newsguy Mining Guild. The Trinity does not.
Oh wow,
enforce-
so we're suicidal fugitives.
I mean,
The Trinity does not enforce Newsguy Mining Guild claims, unsurprisingly. But the
I
Newsguy
think
Mining
the
Guild.
news
might.
squad don't need help with enforcing their claims.
I've played enough Star Citizen to know what happens to claim jumpers. You get 20k AUEC for wiping them all out, and they try to fight you with mining ships, so it doesn't go great.
oh no, you get away scot-free. There's nothing bad that ever happened to Star Citizen.
At this juncture,
Well, I'm flying in.
okay.
Make due haste.
This happens over the course of about 10 minutes. We're not presently in turn order, although spoiler warning, we will be at some point. So anything that you'd
I'm
like to
done.
be doing on or out, let me know. Your pilot will make an operate test, and remember your vehicle's at -1 thrust.
Alright,
The
so
cop
+2
rolls,
-1, so +1.
And
does it have an espresso machine?
yes, it's in the hall.
Make one.
Is the espresso machine full of beans?
I mean, presumably the grinder would be full of beans. that you need
Yes,
to
but
put
not
the-
coffee beans.
What kind of beans do we have?
Navy or kidney?
Okay, so Thren. So you would like to you test
Bring us-
you test navigate, right? That gets you 3 encounter units. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Success. Where you could you show me? Can you show me on the board where you're flying to?
Go there.
Where? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Cool.
Give me the.
Yeah. So, is anybody doing anything, by the way, like allocation of power, worrying about processing any of that nonsense right now? Just casually wondering.
That seems. We're about to pull up on these mysterious, definitely natural occurring minerals. I think at this point we should all probably, take a break, leave our stations, maybe have lunch.
I mean, why have lunch?
Oh.
You know, we don't have to just take a several-hour nap with noise canceling headphones, blackout curtains, the works.
My
Not in
character
this
goes to
situation.
their
We
bunk.
do not know if we will be attacked, so I want everyone on edge.
Well, I have some morphine. I can ye old alcohol.
No, we need uppers, not downers.
Oh, you want all the downers because you go full
That's why
circle.
I'm trying to make some espresso, but apparently all we have is pimento. That's
No,
like-
you have enough
I
downers,
think-
it goes full circles and becomes an upper again.
And
I'm a
cocaine.
medical
I'm sure we
person.
can find something.
Oh, are we doing cocaine now?
So it's
That's a good
Well-
point. Can you put cocaine in an espresso machine and what would happen?
I mean, of course you can put it into an espresso machine. I don't know
It's
what
like-
happened.
It's like you can drink bleach once and it would quench your thirst for the rest of your life.
All
It's
right,
up
we are
to
not going to go
justice.
through the plot of Heathers right now. Let's
So
focus on the task at
you
hand.
fly into this this debris cluster, right?
Thought it was an asteroid. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an asteroid. Sorry, not debris. You want to fly into this small asteroid cluster, yeah?
Definitely naturally occurring. Yep.
All right. Well, it's going to be a little difficult because they are in relative motion, and you are driving a box. So for this particular approach, could you give me an operate -2?
Okay. So -2 and -1 from the thrust, making it a total of -1. Hey, anybody in the engineering room right now? I ask on the comms.
Yep.
Any chance you could juice this up? It's gonna be a twisty maneuver.
Yep. That character doesn't speak.
That's how your
Let's
character
see.
speaks. All right. Would you like to take the main action, allocate to throw it to the bridge?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'll put it around.
Of course it's...
All right. So there's that. Anybody want to do anything else? There are some reactor actions and comp mesh actions that can equate to more power, but I don't think you would necessarily do any of that right now.
Yeah, I feel like it's more of an emergency thing. Also, I'm having trouble refinding that section. I see ballistics and gunnery and repairs, but
Hmm.
oh, comp mesh, then reactor. Oh, because reactor and repairs aren't next to each other. Because why would the mechanic things be in the same place?
Oh, they appear, reactor and repair look right next to me in spaceship. Oh, you mean you're looking at the document? Yeah, I should mix that up.
Yeah.
So, Pat, you're mitigating that to come out to a modifier 0 because you have 1+1 power. Want to give me that operate?
Marvelous. Come on.
All right. You pull in. Pull up. You are in this encounter unit. You're amidst some rocks. In the computer room, Finley, you get a bunch of deeps of things powering up around you. See that you have entered the vicinity of a well-concealed mine swarm. It is proceeding towards your vessel, and you are in a hard-to-maneuver location.
All right, I get on the comms. I'm like, good news, everyone. There's a mine swarm. It's coming to blow us up.
So they get the drop on you here, and the mine swarm is going to just attack, more or less. We're gonna see how well they do.
Well, I'm still glad we committed to optimism and having faith in the universe, despite being claim jumpers in News by Space.
Is that 3 shocks, or am I?
That is a complete failure by the mines to hit you. So
If I mean, shit, if blind optimism didn't work.
I thought a 1 was like a fail, like.
I mean, it is for a person, like you'd roll a shock, but these are mines, so I don't think they
I'm
can
just
have
double
emotion.
checking. They could collide and
Also,
explode
the
each
mines don't
other.
have any edge right now. Don't have any stress. So it's not
Listen
an
here.
I'm gonna say
Mines?
if a mine totally whiffs, here's what happens.
It's a dud.
You
I'm excited.
take
We get to play
one
bomb diffuser.
fracture to your bridge, but you take no damage. Don't get rocked. But there is like a crack in the view glass for the Mirai officer and the threatened pilot, and that's exciting.
Oh,
Wait,
that's
we get a fracture even though the mines failed.
Well, it's much better than the detonation. You would also
Quick,
note that
close
around
safe
this time, I'd like the pilot to roll a D12 -1 for no reason.
Oh.
I think I know.
Oh
the
no,
reason.
did you do the cocaine?
Oh,
I don't know why I jumped into a falsetto southern accent, but you know what? It worked for the context. All right, roll 2d. Wait, 1d12.
Okay, let's see. So you can
I will say I don't like that there's still D12s.
Well, maybe
late
maybe I'll
to
break
change,
down and make them 2d6 rolls. So we'll all just slide into a average mediocrity of results.
Well, either way, I got him.
I think we should make them like D50 rolls. No one owns D50s, and I just think that'd be obnoxious.
You're just being paid by the D50
No.
industry.
do what James does. Have it
false.
all be
I
D6s,
own the D50
but
industry.
just really complicated math, such that the result is very, difficult to distinguish from actual dice.
So,
I like number wang.
combat
27?
drone
Is that number right?
emerges from a burrowed hole in this large asteroid.
Brr.
It seems to turn against you. It's a Mastodon railgun.
Oh, Jesus.
They had time to put mine swarms and drones around. Could they have just taken the minerals?
Okay.
Now you know why we are
That still takes a
claim
lot
jumping.
less long than a mining operation. Maybe they're in the process of doing it. I mean,
Or maybe they already took all the shit, and this is what they left behind to fuck with us.
yeah,
Listen
I mean,
here,
that would be pretty
we then get a
funny.
combat drone
The combat
to salvage.
Attempts to
I like
full
the way
auto
you-
fire at you. You
Okay.
are enjoying at this time space cover. You have 2 extra armor because there's rocks and space around you that the railgun rounds might hit.
Space cover, also known as cover in space.
So they're gonna get a total of 86 because of the plus modifier. Okay, so you have fire incoming. They presently are getting 1 success. And they have a base damage of 3. And they have your armor. You wanna pivot or use any other reaction?
Well, this took me by surprise. I think pivoting is the exact thing that I would do in this instance. So that's an operation, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, -1 overall because.
Ooh, it's your main action for your next turn, though.
Ooh. We want to get away?
I mean, I think we should shoot back.
Well,
It's a
I mean,
combat
pivot
drone.
just
How hard
to
could it be?
Changes it so it'll strike a different part of the ship, which we don't. What did it strike? Like,
The primary hit, that's a good question, Madeline. Sorry, I'm being negligent.
because that's all that a pivot gets you. It doesn't help us actually avoid the attack,
primary
according to what
hit-
I'm reading.
The primary hit is striking the comp mesh.
That's where I am. Pivot.
Not so
Okay,
bad,
yeah,
actually.
but what do we want it to strike instead? Like, what's better than it hitting the comp mesh? Because we don't get to
hit
pick
the
what
bridge.
it hits. We just re-roll.
Hit the bridge. It's already fractured. So
That's kind of where a pilot is.
You could
Max.
probably just try to get to hit life support,
You
honestly.
have all these complaints. Where the pilot is.
I mean, better than comp mesh.
What do you mean? Life support is what we used to live. Like,
Yeah, but at least that can be repaired. If you have no oxygen, like
Hear me out here. If we hit the life support, sure, we won't have air.
Okay, Pat,
But
do you want to
Finley as a
pivot or
ras can
not?
hold on his
No,
breath
it
for a very
does.
long
I'm not
time.
gonna
There's,
do
So
it.
I'll be
there's
fine.
not a real committee here. You're just in the pilot's booth. Do you take the hit when it's coming for comp
Yeah,
mesh?
we take the hit.
All right, Finley
If I
rattled
die.
deep. You feel yourself rattle deeply as you are struck.
That's
Who
pretty good,
wants to roll the 2 armor dice you guys are going to get to roll?
I demand the right to roll them.
Yeah.
Well,
the
you
person
will.
ahead should
and
roll.
Yeah,
roll.
no one else wants to deal with your approach when you inevitably
Very
fail.
well,
Yeah, there we
Finley.
go.
You guys suffer
I
a
did
3 damage hit, and there's presently a crisis in the comp mesh. Everything flashes at you like a red and yellow warning symbol. And all systems governed tests are at a -2 at the moment in Finley. Things are seeming a little fucky-wucky, although you do notice that a panel has been like knocked to the ground and there are several ripped boards. It is like an exposed like quantum processor, and you could, if you wanted to, try and immediately avert this crisis, although you would in the process expose yourself to an electricity hazard, probably getting shocked.
You know what? If there's one thing Finley knows, it's that what is our useless, fleshy garbage existence compared to the great machine? I lay
Flesh
myself
is
upon
weak.
the computer. I bridge the connections.
Also,
Alright.
all of the contraband you were storing here, the limited edition stuff you bought at the Lost Earth Home Ship, we're going to upsell at a profit. All of that got destroyed in this hit
It's Uncle
because you were
Pops!
hiding it in
No!
Right?
Those figurines with the upskirt shots, those are
Just
for
in case you
educational
thought you had a
purposes.
reason to live. No, you're right to throw yourself from the
Education.
console.
So Finley, as a main action reaction, make a mechanics test.
Oh, that's what this was going to be. If I knew that going in, I probably would have said yes, but I already said yes. I'm rolling it anyway. I'm going to push that.
Oh, you're gonna reach it? Mm-mm.
That too.
Gain 1 more edge. Roll it.
I've heard it both ways, to be honest.
Wow.
Alrighty, farewell, Finley.
No.
Well, I'm gonna assume Finley probably shits his pants. Shits the spacesuit. That's probably what happens here. What happens if you shit your spacesuit? Like, does it kick care of it, or are you just kind of like, is it just kind of floating around in there with you,
Kinda
slowly
sucks it
migrating
out,
up towards
yeah.
your face?
I mean, would it be floating? We still have gravity on. Like, I
That's a
don't
good-
think you have anti-grav inside this spacesuit.
Well, we probably. I mean, is this a ship with the heavy matter gravity, or is this a
This is
thrust
an old
gravity?
human one, yeah.
It's
Okay, so yeah, I'm probably the shit's gonna stay in place. Good to know.
All right, so the
Go
you're
further,
you're
though.
suffering a 2-6 electrical hazard. Slash roll.
I wonder what that
56.
means.
You have 3 damage coming at you. Roll me
Crazy.
your personal armor from your spacesuit, and then roll me an endurance test.
I'm gonna assume I'm in like a TS standard, right?
Sure. Yeah. 1 armor.
Yeah,
Which,
you have
I
one
know that
armor.
stands for
Enjoy.
standard. But whatever. So give me a second to roll my 1 armor. Oh yeah.
That's endurance.
Nothing
Can
but
you smell what
net.
Finley is cooking?
Oh, you're a crispy critter.
We smell you all right. You might want to
Alright.
take care of your suit.
All right. So Max, let's see that electricity.
What do I roll?
Endurance.
Oh,
Another test excellently suited to harassed. I'm
yes,
kidding.
I'm
You
even
could
better
take
at
that.
endurance
You
than
just don't.
mechanics. Oh, wow. I actually rolled a success. That's a genuine shock.
I mean,
Wow.
there are rasps that are totally tough.
Yeah,
Okay.
not
Yeah.
Finley,
Of
though.
Played one of
Rast?
those.
Okay. Rather than suffering
Ever.
3 damage, you suffer 2 damage. You're considered suppressed. So roll me a resolve, and we move to your ship's turn because the combat drone has acted. Your comp mesh is still fucked. Various things involving the comp mesh are still at a -2 modifier, and the crisis state is still present. And your AI can't commit processing or use processing to reroll anything until the crisis is.
But luckily for you, Finley's on the job. His resolve is unbreakable.
Yeah, that's a super twist. The next time this comes up, you get an automatic success. And yeah, you're just like, you know what? I've been shocked, but hey.
He may be useless at fixing things and actively have led us into this disaster, but god damn it, is he still gonna keep doing that?
It is presently you guys go. You can split your actions and turns however you'd like upon your ship's turn. Move about, main action, side action, yada yada. Do as you
Hey,
will.
Veer, whose name I know because we've been on a crew together for a number of years.
Hey,
Um,
it's Black Jones. I won't be taking questions about why that's the name. You
That
all
name-
would already know.
John.
No, Black Jones. I forget how Vera named, so that's his name.
So imagine you just walk up and say, Black Jones. All right, Black Jones.
Black Jones.
Can you like whack the computer with a wrench a bit?
I'm trying. I have to get from. I'm trying to let go the rules from Moon. I know that if you want to move as a side action and not a main action, you have to make some kind of test. So I need to do that in order to get there in time to actually repair it.
Alternatively, Finley can once again throw himself upon the pile of computers.
I mean, I could always run to, because I'm a medic, I could attempt to try to assist repair. Oh no, my mechanics are terrible. But I could head over to attempt to. You're not damaged, really. I'm trying to think.
What test do I make, Lee?
Yeah, I'm
actually
looking at this
checking-
pre-gen, I'm
I'm
like-
checking that right now.
I'm like, what is it's not in the area where all the other actions are, and I can't find it, but I know I read it earlier.
Reversal.
What's
Alerts. Alert. Under high alert, main action is required to
Traversal, there we are. Okay.
Holy shit! I actually forgot.
Oh, I guess we're not under difficult conditions, right? But still. Oh, so
Yeah.
then I can just do my regular movement, I guess. We're
yeah,
fine.
You can just pop over there for the moment. I'm gonna
Okay.
revisit this because it's under high. It's written a little weirdly.
Alright, so I'm gonna move over to Comp Mesh and then let's see. Like swift repairs, I think?
So
Or
there's no dedicated. So resolving a crisis has a different thing per crisis. This crisis, it's going to be a main action mechanics test. to successfully, like, put shit back in place, and then a side action systems test to reboot the system.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to mechanics
Alrighty.
it.
I'm
Okay.
going to go into the gunner's seat.
Yeah, you can hop in. You can hop in the gun seat. We'll say they're on the bridge of this ship. So Black Jones manages to shunt the bit back into place. The system is like require reset key, require reset key. Anyone could spend a side action to try that system's in combat.
Ah, fuck it. I did both.
Black Jones manages. Crisis solved in the comp mesh.
Black Jones, you brilliant bastard.
And I look at you and I'm like, why are you charred?
Well, you see, I saw that there was a quantum processor and a connector that had become disconnected, and I thought, well, Rast's skin is relatively conductive, so I touched my bare paws to one of each, and it didn't exactly work out.
Oh, and by the way, when you guys got hit, this fracture in the bridge popped, causing an additional point of damage. So fun fact,
Ooh.
we down at 6 of 10 hull. Yay!
Fire back!
Yay.
Yep.
All right,
Uh,
let's do this. I'm gonna do a combat pass before we fire.
What guns do we have?
You have,
You have
Asteroid
Busters?
Dumbwaiter torpedo.
and a dumbwaiter torpedo, yes.
I'm actually gonna say the dumbwaiter torpedo is located in Hull, but the asteroid buster is fired from the bridge.
I could head to the hull and attempt to assist shooting. I do have
I'm
some
gonna go
ballistic.
ahead.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
I'm reaching this.
I may have taken the Hippocratic Oath, but I will definitely falsify it.
Do no harm unless it's news while you're trying to steal from.
They're not.
lordy.
They're not living.
It's a
True,
combat drone.
and it's just a
Doesn't count.
combat drone.
It's not alive.
All right, so
It
you
has no
Combat
soul.
you taking the
Even if it
combat
was alive,
hazard
you're not hurting it. You're just putting a
I'm
torpedo
making
in a direction that may cause it to be hurt.
main action operate. Okay, you get a +2 modifier to all your ship's attacks against that target until your ship's next turn. You can twist to move 1 EU closer, or twist to add a further +1. You got 3 twists. How you spending them?
Yeah, I wanna blast it towards. I will be honest. I thought you were talking to somebody else. What did you say?
You want to move 1 closer, or do you want to add +1 on top of the +2 you're already giving? And you got 3 choices of that same decision.
I put them in chat, the 2 things you can do.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. And would moving us any closer affect the weapons that we deploy?
No, because none of them are drop off.
Well, then I'm gonna
We're
stay
in
here.
cover right
and
now. I
I'm
would say
gonna
we stay.
blast
Yeah.
all of that power into the guns.
All right, you do a loop-de-loop. You add 1, 2, 3, 4, +5 again on attacks against that target until the end of your next turn. Or until your
Not
next
wasted.
turn begins, rather. That was your main action. Does anybody want to do any other action?
I was going to fire.
Fire.
There are,
All right,
if
that's
you would
up.
note, 3 different types of gunnery action. Let me know which ones to do. You cannot do volley fire in your present weapon. You could do center fire or aimed fire, although actually just don't have to get. It's a drone. It actually only has 1 hit location, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Okay, I'm going to do a center fire. Let's go.
Oh, all right. So we've got the Mariah officer shooting the asteroid buster, and we got the human medic firing the dumbwaiter torpedo. Correct?
Yes.
Both of you get a modifier 5 overall for the torpedo, modifier
Modifier of
7
5.
for the asteroid buster.
All right. So modifier is just 5.
All right, that's a hit and a hit.
I'm going to go up 1 edge. I get.
Yeah, go up on an edge and reach it. Yeah, sure.
It reached. Thank you. Still 5.
Uh-huh.
Woo!
Oh,
so-
and that includes the modifier on the gun, so I should roll another 2d6.
So
Silly
you
goose.
bust up a drone on the asteroid. And
Excellent use of
it explodes.
Asteroid button.
Because you okay. I'm gonna say it has 3 evasion armor because it was dodging. Yeah, it doesn't
Ow.
matter. And it doesn't have, or your asteroid buster. So you blow it to pieces. It is destroyed. Your vessel is, of course, now at a glorious 6 of 10. But
I need to pick up this shit.
technically speaking, I don't put a limit on how often you can repair your ship. So as long as you have repair parts, you
do we have repair parts? Like, I don't know if we.
For a cockerel freighter, so I'd imagine we would at least have some, because freighter.
Will you roll a
have-
1d6 and see how many
you have,
repair
like, 3
parts we
units of
have?
repair parts.
What'd you say, Lee?
You have 3 units of repair parts if someone would like to try main action to test mechanics.
Okay.
Who's
Can
a
I take
good
a moment
mechanic?
to do some more scanning,
It's
given
me,
that we have
but I already
confirmed?
did, an
contact.
action this turn.
Yes,
Yeah.
Max, you can scan.
That is a smart decision. I'm gonna go ahead and stay frosty.
Is there
I
any
do a
sort of
mediocre
command
job.
roll I can do?
If you have the talent, what talents do you have? Is the go.
Let's see. I have order.
Yeah, you can. Order means you can test to communicate, tell someone to do something, and all of your successes count as a positive modifier to what they do.
Alrighty. Finley already rolled. Who hasn't rolled yet?
If Black Jones was intending to repair the ship, yep.
No, I already did my turn, Lee. We get one turn per, collective turn. I think everyone's already gone, basically.
Yeah.
You'll just have to wait till next time.
All right. So Finley, Twitch. You drop your clipboard and it lands on Black Jones's back, and they're very confused and they gain 1 hit.
It's like, fuck, what was that? Oh.
I like to imagine that
Really?
there's like a spot on the back of a veer where like things can land, and it's very hard for them to reach it, and so they're just there and they're like, fuck.
They have to do the weird turtle shuffle.
That's like trying to
that
shake
is
it off.
sadly totally
Taylor
true.
Swift.
Yeah. So your scan indicates, and what part of what makes you nervously drop your clipboard, how it could fly backwards, Finley, is that wherever the drone launched from is definitely putting out some sort of signal. You have 1 twist actually because you got a super twist on your scan, and you get 1 automatic success towards your coming scan action, right? So, do you want to gain more information, or do you want to? You want to gain more information about the source of the message, or about places that seem like they could be receiving the message?
I'm gonna go with places that seem like they could be receiving the message.
It looks like a confirmation signal has just bounced back from these 3 outliers.
Lovely. I'd be like, everyone stay frosty. We might have the snowman visiting.
First off, I did just say that, and second off, interesting.
What's the
You
snowman?
said stay frosty.
Yes,
we might have the
that
snowman
question.
visiting.
What's a snowman?
I think it's an
It's a
idiom.
man comprised of snow.
Right, so
Man.
we're gonna call that.
Okay.
There's no. So in the immediate aftermath of that 10-minute turn, there's no enemy that acts. But for this coming turn, what do you guys do?
Gonna go try to repair the whole fracture.
Is
Yes,
Or
I'm gonna.
bridge fracture.
Yes,
Fracture's
before you do,
blocked.
let me do my communication check. Blackjack.
There's no
Black
fracture there,
Jones.
but you can repair the ship.
Yes.
What if we fired upon one of the clusters?
I'm going to push.
Are
Yes.
these,
Woo!
Black Jones, you get +3.
guys,
Look at you. I'm like, I love when officers who don't know mechanics tell me what to do.
oh,
I am a
man.
manager. I manage people.
The asteroid gun and the dumbwaiter torpedo. Do those need to be
Okay.
manually reloaded?
A main action must be spent reloading the dumbwaiter torpedo, but the asteroid buster doesn't have a volley limit.
All right, I will reload the torpedo then.
All right, so you can restore 2
Really?
hull points.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that.
You're back up to 8. And yeah, that's here. Go. The torpedo tubes have been reloaded with a. You've got stuff ready to go in the dumbwaiters. The ship is better than she was. You patched it up a bit, and yeah, Finley's relayed the information that he has relayed, and Finley, you wanted more information about the places that you were detecting, right?
Indeed.
I'm gonna say with a successful scan lock, you do scan the presence of 3 other mine swarms out there.
I get on the call. I'm like, we got some swarmy boys, and they're all mine.
That's a formation.
Swarm shaped.
Well, that sounds unfortunate. I think we could probably knock them out if we know where they are, though, right?
Yes,
All right. Well, let's try and do that.
they are exactly where you would think they are.
You believe that their proximity detection is fairly rudimentary, and as long as you pump an explosion into them or shoot at them to knock around rocks, right, you will do what you're thinking something has flown in.
What if we fire a torpedo? Would it follow it?
They would try and follow it to the best of their ability. Yeah.
I like the way you think.
Alrighty
How
then.
far they can travel.
Go ahead and
We
get
shall use a decoy, but it would be chaff, so I will give the order to the medic.
Right now,
So
is
I'm
order
gonna
a
do a,
main or a side action?
Side action.
Oh shit! Yeah, so you can double tap.
Combat path.
Nice.
So, oh damn.
All into that one gun.
Now, here's a question. Which mine swarm are you combat passing?
Presumably the one that we're gonna fire at, which, do y'all have a preference?
It depends. Do we want to go clockwise, counterclockwise?
Let's go clockwise. Let's go with that one.
Okay. That's a modifier of 5. Anybody want to take that shot?
Guess I will.
Keep these lined up for it.
Yep. Your medic is pumping the 2, firing it, and
5 modifier.
When they read the part that said "do no harm," they thought it said "do no harm," and they're trying to understand harm right now.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not shooting at anything living. If it doesn't have a soul, or if it's not a human, it doesn't count.
Well, let's not
These
get
are
into the
mine.
debate
What?
about the
They're
soul.
probably people.
What I don't know won't hurt me.
so the mine.
That's a good point. All League games operate off the Ada morality rule, which is yes, you can leave someone bleeding, bloody in a sewer, but as long as you don't actively see them die, it's good.
Oh
So
yeah, it's the Batman principle.
the-
I won't kill you, but I won't save you either.
The mine swarms are dragged out, attempting to follow and detonate when they get about as close as they can when they realize that they're losing it. The shrapnel eventually detonates the torpedo, but it is done far away. So that's one mine swarm dealt with.
Is there enough time to reload?
No. So okay, it's a main
All
action
right,
to shoot, it's a main
yeah.
action to reload. You have a side action left. You don't have a main action left to reload with. Someone else could come reload if they had a main
All right,
action.
I was
available.
just double checking
Well,
because I just saw the
thanks.
cockerel fighter moving the turn order.
So, all right, so that was everyone's go, right? Does anybody have any actions they're leaving on the table they want to do?
Finley, have you done anything?
There isn't much I
Damn.
really
Reload
can do
gun.
at this juncture. I can efficiently run us.
I mean, you
By
could
committing some
reload the
processing.
fucking torpedo.
I could do that. Yeah, I'll walk down the hall and be like, "Don't mind me. I will use my incredible Rask muscles."
You pull a lever and it goes doop, doop, and it loads from.
Oh, you just pull a lever. I was hoping there was like a rack of them, and there would be a comedic scene where Finley like tries to pull one down, and like falls on top of him, and he just kind of like rolls it along the floor, and then levers it up, and then it's.
I mean, it's bigger than you, so
that's what makes it fun.
yeah.
Hot.
Oh,
Wait.
I mean, that's literally yes.
So, the mine swarm.
In the X torpedo art win.
This mine swarm attempts to like leap towards you. It's not. The mine swarm is not intended to really travel and counter units. So, it actually, like,
Oh, did we lose someone?
it can actually only clean a 1 encounter unit distance in 1 turn. So it is on its way. This Mind Swarm also headed towards you, also inches 1 encounter unit. It is the cockerel's turn again.
Hell yeah.
And
Combat pass
we lost
towards-
Ramba's ham for a second, but he may just have to.
Alright, I'm combat passing. Fuck,
Would it be possible to hack in the Comdash the Mind Swarm?
doing that again.
Hmm.
Oh.
Just
Um,
wondering mechanically.
You could attempt. Sorry. You could
No, I'm
attempt
just
to jump
wondering
the
from like
processing
rules as
of-
written so far.
You could attempt to junk the processing of the mines. But I mean,
You
No,
can't
strictly
override
speaking,
them
rules
to
about
like
it.
target another Mind Swarm.
cockerel fighter. I mean, try it. Right.
I mean, like not for this encounter. I'm just thinking like
In
play
general,
testing.
If a drone could be hacked, people wouldn't bother using it. So there's a lot of
Ah,
precautions. But I mean, you know, anything's possible.
Maybe we should use our support AI processing for something, though. I feel like it could be helping us.
Yes, it could be firing the guns that we're gonna need very soon.
Yes, it could, or it could also give our pilot much better edge. Before anyone else acts, are we shooting anything?
well, we're super
Presumably-
close to the Mind Swarm. I
Well,
thought
Presumably
so
one of the
you-
mind swarms gonna hit
The
us if we
Thren
don't.
pilot, your pilot just made a combat pass on the nearest swarm, right?
Yes.
So you're lined up to shoot at it. In the process,
Also, she's freaking out.
she tilts hard and winds up, dropping a like her slate, and it falls like in a really inconvenient crack, and she'd have to like get up and like walk around to get it, and that would be very annoying.
It's the
And
worst.
then the phone starts to ring from your slate as soon as this happens, and it could be someone really important. You were waiting for a call, but now you can't answer.
hands free.
You know it's going to be about your Starship warranty.
I mean, she could answer it on the bridge console, but it's a private call, and
About your Starship
Inappropriate.
warranty.
The
Yeah,
fact the
I mean,
cockerel doesn't have
you know.
hands free.
One of my 3 partners might be breaking up with me.
So,
But for-
Only
you
three.
definitely
but
have
for
the
okay
call in
reasons, so
public while we fight
They
this.
were just assigned on a long-term trip, like to massive light units away. Like
Okay,
basically
that's just what they said. They're breaking up with you because you're a claim jumper trying to steal from Newsway. They can do better. They have a long-term gig now.
Nah,
Why
they
is
can't
it-
do better.
So
They
rude.
cannot
I
do
am
better.
the best high pilot this side of.
alright, so
You are definitely a
is
great
anyone gonna try and
pilot.
take
It
out
was-
the mine swarm?
if this Mind Swarm blows up, would it be within range of us or?
No, it's only in range of you with its explodey bits at 0 encounter.
Okay. Okay, that's so. I
Yes,
guess.
I'm giving the order.
Alright, so it's a total
I guess
modifier
I'll
of plus
fire.
4 on an attack against the mine swarm.
Is it +4 now?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the missile again wipes out the mine swarm that races back into the rocks and then explodes. The torpedo tubes are presently dry. And that is the Thren pilot's made a main action. Mariah officer's done some side actioning. Anybody got any actions they'd like to take?
Finley Rattle Zap Deep. That is an awesome last name.
Thank you. My parents gave it to me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought you stole it. But
They still have one last fight
Stole
action.
it? Are you saying that because I'm harassed?
no, because I. we were
Okay.
all
While this is
thieves.
happening, I'm gonna go in and
We-
refill the
May I do a
torpedo
communicate
tube.
check to keep them in line before they start fighting?
Yes.
No,
You got a
it-
bigger
We do a
problem?
communicate test to keep order amongst the crew.
Yes,
Hey,
I
real-
succeed. I'm like,
And I
not
roll a
now,
communicate
afterwards.
test to sow disorder amongst the crew.
Yes.
Is this
No fighting.
contested?
And no fighting in the war room.
Yeah, I would say you say no fighting in the war room, and Finley starts to scuffle. So I'm take it nobody tries to shoot the other mind swarm coming towards you.
That seems a bit involved.
Have we used the ship's
Nope,
processing?
you got 3 processing on hand, not being used for anything right now.
Let's fire those lasers.
Okay, so you would like you inform the Voyager allocate 1 processing to the asteroid buster.
No, I actually look the AI processor in the eye, the singular red eye, and I say, "Fire the lasers!" Exactly
Ooh,
like
that's
that.
great
Custom
art.
voice
Who drew
command
that?
recognized. Engaging nearest hostile force with asteroid buster. And
Yeah,
it
that's
turns
legit
out
cool.
it is a gunnery of 2 and a modifier of 2 from the asteroid buster, but it managed to score a single hit. And the mine swarm is not exactly like an ace pilot; it's just a bunch of mines. It manages to clip one of them, and the rest of them explode because they were so close to each other. Yeah, you guys have vanquished the foes.
What's your name, soldier?
You arrive
I'd
and
say
you
to
find.
the AI.
Yeah, you find that
Wait,
the
what's
lion's
that?
share of a rich platinum deposit is presently available for harvesting, and you brought your old mining tools, so one imagines you could have a very engaging adventure about mining this rock, but we're not going to do that.
Ah, yes.
I'm
Good
gonna-
old.
That's the only reason I played, is I was hoping for in-depth mining logistics.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, we all play
This isn't
Minecraft.
Space Engineers. That's going to be later.
No, it's Minecraft. We're mining and
Ah, yes.
crafting.
Good old occupation. Let me just. I
Alright.
can't. What does that say? Walking?
It says
mining.
Minegan.
Mining. Yeah. that
No,
one.
that's ridiculous. It says Minegan, which is a traditional barony in the Holy Roman Empire. You have heard of Saxe Minegan, a small area still in present-day Germany, which was known for having a duke in the sort of late 1800s that was famous for appreciation of theater and really helped evolve it from the sort of Renaissance theater to modern theater.
I mean, it looked like my mean to me, which I feel like would be a funnier profession to play in a space. Just like be a troupe of traveling actors. No words.
So, this is a tap out.
Throwing
period.
tomatoes at you.
If anybody would like to tap out at this time, you are free to. I think, given the lateness of the hour, I'm only going to try for one more go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And it's going to be in a rapier, and you guys are going to try and do a little sus.
Rapier.
Yes.
Which is to say, who's to say? I'll grab you guys. You're free, obviously, to change your stars and also who you're playing as, but that won't be mandatory.
Does anybody want to be the pilot? Because I know I play it every single time. I don't want to
I
fall.
shall
I'll be the pilot. Oh,
Ooh.
wait, so someone else said they want to be?
And I guess
no, you can be the pilot.
What was the mission again? You cut off on my end.
You are gray market smugglers attempting to make a drop on a planet that Trinity is presently very strictly enforcing customs on. Because there might have been a wee disturbance there that needs to very sensitive handled, and you have some sensitive cargo that you need to not go through customs. And you are aware that there's a Thren pursuer in the area, pinging actively for anyone trying to breach it. And you are also aware there is a station. There's a ring and spoke station in orbit over the planet, vaguely on your approach, which is going to try and detect any untoward space activity as well. And okay, there's nothing. And yeah, you guys are on your approach vector. We're kind of too late now, given the size of planets, to change that, and you're just hoping to make the drop either undetected or unstopped. Your ship isn't
Oh.
Spirit of Sparrows.
What? No, we need the Spirit of Zabaros for courage. We're not even cool enough for the black market. Only the gray one.
Oh,
So we
We'll
would
make
need
it.
like a hacker to maybe mask our presence, or
I'm
yes.
going human marine, by the by.
Signal stuff is going to be very helpful here.
all right. Synth hacker, I guess. I'm not sure. Have you redone the synth rules?
That depends on how long ago you're talking, homie.
It was a while ago, so I'm assuming you have.
There isn't a single Subaru in
Stamina and
this city I live
health. You got rid of edge, if I remember, for as synths, right?
Unless you're a variant synth.
Gals, we have to go to when we do the launch party, right? We have to all meet up, probably in the outskirts of Virginia, and get Sbarro's.
There is one near Manassas. There's another one
It's a
in
food
Dale
court
City, where the
pizza.
fuck that is.
You just go to any mall and it'll be there.
And this
No,
these
but
But
not
those malls are
Spencer's?
closed now. So yeah, I
These
mean the last
four
time I had
encounter
Zabaros
zones?
was at a mall.
These 4 encounter zones in the teal rectangle are all of them are valid places to jettison the one-way cargo lighter pod that you have on your freighter.
Guys, there is one at the mall near my parents'
Okay.
house.
I'm 16 minutes away from a Zabaros. I looked it up.
Oh, Sabaros. I thought you were saying Spencer's.
Oh no,
And I was so confused.
we only talk about Subarus on this channel.
That's a different party.
That must be a northern
Yeah.
thing.
The nearest one to me is a
Okay.
There's borrows in the south.
like a 30-minute drive, which is ridiculous.
What's really weird is there's actually a standalone Sparrows like store in Chicago's Loop for some reason.
I think this is.
There used to be a Subaru much closer to me, but apparently it's permanently closed.
Yeah, I mean, they're not that popular. Okay, my name is Gray Jones now, because I'm not cool enough to be Black Jones anymore.
I'm going to use one
Gray
of
Playing
Marcus.
Beat
these.
Boop, a
Thanks.
synth I'm pretty sure I made.
I will use the character I made from a long
Oh
time
shit,
ago.
I think they were actually a pilot based on the fact that they have pilot talents.
Alright.
I have like a super hacker, I guess, from
Cool.
Systems Medicine Scrutiny.
Right?
They also have
And
really good stats. I don't know if that's just because there were synths with better stats or I did something wrong, but I'm playing them.
You know, the rules
Um,
changed between you made them.
They do have good skills. They have extra skills and extra stat points and higher caps. But there's a couple drawbacks.
I mean, yeah, the no edging thing is pretty important.
Yes, describe it exactly like that.
Wow, I just started listening. I heard no edging. I'm like, wait, what?
No, edging.
No edging.
Sins
You
leave a
either
bitter
come or you
first
don't.
life.
No edging.
You need that Archer part of like screaming phrasing.
I mean,
I
literally,
mean,
we need somebody that.
There is
that-
literally,
Yeah.
or figuratively, a drinking game of any time someone has to say phrasing. You die in the
I mean,
first 10 minutes.
it's literally still.
I'm
No,
playing
it's not
Lynn
always a
Gotcha.
drinking game.
Crack shot.
Ace.
I would
I'm
remind,
Beat Boop, someone who is fucking amazing at piloting. My god.
I remind you that Trinity rules of engagement are fairly strict, and you know for a fact that they can't just start popping shots in lethal capacity towards you because you're violating a quarantine. But you also
That's why
know
we
that
shoot
this
first.
is a very serious one, and given the nature of the people they're trying to prevent from doing things on this planet, they're gonna go ahead and assume that they need to take you down.
I vote we pull the Veer card and point out the slavery of my species.
Oh, just say you don't speak common, and just do the. I don't know what to say. I break down wall. Yes.
This is even better. I get on the comm and I'm like, hey, you don't have to worry about a quarantine. I'm a robot. Can't get disease. And they'll be like, it's not actually a disease type quarantine. It's not that sort of thing.
We're having.
I'd be like,
engine-
Or you
fucking
put
use a
me
better
on
word.
the comms and I tell them where they can stick it. The answer is in their butts.
Yeah,
And
so-
it
Ooh, I
is
like that
my
idea.
gun.
And remember, zero edge. Everyone, you're at zero
Yeah.
edge. You're coming to your very calm approach here. You are presently 14 encounter units away from your target, which is a lot of encounter units, but
Yeah.
we're looking to make this approach last. But remember, you do not start out I made a long boy there. You do not start
Damn,
out.
on the subject of long boy, I'm looking at my stamina right now. Woo! That's
You
a
know
On the
lot.
start
subject of
out-
Long Boy, I have pants on.
You do not start out detected by your enemy. You know that they're there. This isn't an ambush phase per se, but you are guaranteed to go first in initiative. So it's like you guys are like, okay, silent running. We're gonna, or you're not necessarily silent running yet. You're like, okay, we're gonna have a fine trip. We're gonna have a fine trip, and then it's like, ting, quarantine enforcement and is active in this area. All ships must. And you're like, oh shit, we ain't doing that. We're just gonna put you in at 1 because it doesn't matter. We're gonna put the pursuer in at 0, and we're gonna put the station in at -1.
All right, I think we should go sneakily into the night.
And position yourselves wherever you be.
You want to
in-
run dark? Or
Right
I
next to
can
that. That's hella illegal.
what was
Oh,
it? If
I mean, we're running a quarantine blockade. We're doing an illegal thing.
if we do it
Also, running dark isn't actually technically speaking illegal. It's yoking the transponder that's highly illegal.
do we care
Yeah,
about
we should definitely
that
use the
too.
transponder.
Well, I was thinking we could just junk broadcast worthless data to try to be like, hey, we're miscommunicating, kind of think like that, or
Yeah, but I think probably the procedure for ship that has even communication issues approaching and planet under quarantine is probably stun weapons
Yeah,
first. ask
also,
questions
that
later.
doesn't do anything mechanically unless we're already locked on, which we're
Yeah,
not.
yeah, true. I'm looking to see if there's a like.
I think there's
quiet-
lots of clever things we can do once they detect us, but for now.
Yeah, so I feel like we should just
Yeah.
get there as fast as, like, go as far as we can and then run dark once we get caught to
Yeah.
try to break the lock.
I could
Okay.
do efficient
So,
running.
I shall
Uh,
give an
commit
inspiring order to the pilot first. Cool.
Lee, I have a 10,000 hours on this character. Do they
Yes.
perhaps spend 10,000 hours on a
That's
rapier?
talent.
Yeah.
Unironically, yeah.
Cool.
Like, you have 10,000 hours on the Atari because you're a shit pilot.
Wait, your beep boop
I'm beep boop.
and who are you, Madeline?
The Veer Roughneck again.
Ah, all right.
Gray Jones now.
You're wondering who I am.
Could I do an
Gotcha.
efficient running?
Crack shot.
Increase our power by 1.
Crack other things
Hang on,
too.
reactor.
Yeah, so you want to dedicate 2 processing to up your power by 1, yes?
No,
It's
I
just
thought
one
it says
processing.
1 processing.
Sorry, I think it's 2 power for 1 processing.
No, according
Oh,
to this,
I mean,
in the silver,
It
it's
just says
commit
1 processing to the
processing
reactor to
1
increase power by 1.
Yeah.
And the shipboard AI may not make this commitment itself due to the nature of the rerouting.
Okay, yeah, so you put it 1 processing on the reactor, and there's 1 extra power in the pool.
I think, it does not use the AI though. That's
Can someone run down to the reactor and run us dark?
Yes. I thought we agreed we weren't going to do that until they locked on, though, because if we do that, then we can break the lock. Otherwise, it's just a -4 modifier in their attempts to scan or lock us, which is good, but we can only do it once.
That's fair. All right. should I
So
just
it's up
blast
to
it from-
whoever the captain is.
Probably me, the person with the gun.
Yeah, that seems. Hmm,
You're to number 2. I'm still the officer here.
that's true. It's probably the officer. Well, do you want us to run dark now or wait until they've locked on Sir, Ma'am, Mariah?
Marai.
Lord
Yeah.
Captain. That is the only one I will respond to.
Lord.
I will
Sounds
not be
like
addressing you
Captain,
that way.
Captain.
I will call you meat processor number 1.
Yeah, sure, whatever. All right, let's see here.
I'll
Well,
call
we're
everyone
kind
else
of
by
an
their
emergency
names.
situation. Men and women and synths. So,
And me, the person
Respect my
with the
gender
gun.
identity.
Gun diesel shot, we do. Alright, so.
all right. So, I would say is let's try to see if we can stealth this. So let's go silent.
You do want us to run dark right now, going in. Okay, all right, I'm gonna hit the reactor then.
But is this a check you need to roll? A skill check?
Yeah.
Let me give you orders.
Also, to be clear, once I do this, assuming it goes through, every non-mechanics test of the ship will suffer a -2 modifier because the power is mostly off.
Luckily,
Great.
I've flying this ship for 10,000 hours, so that's
So
effectively
yeah,
just
it'll
a plus
balance.
0.
You're used to it. You've handled it before. Very proud that you spent 10,000 hours flying this ship, while the rest of us lived lives.
I shot things.
I just did it in simulations in my brain for the last 15 minutes, but like, sure, if that makes you feel better.
Time flows differently.
Listen, those games of Pac-Man were very important in terms of maneuver.
Tetris. It's all where it's at. Tetris.
All right,
No,
well,
that's
I'm gonna
lost
roll
back.
my.
Oh,
maneuver
also
my
the shipboard
operate.
AI can't use any
Yeah,
processing
the processing gets refunded.
right
when you do
now.
that.
We're running dark.
Yeah, well, I was using manual for processing it, unless that's an error from earlier.
If you dedicated processing, it gets like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you're driving us in, Max.
Yes.
Okay, and you are presently running dark,
Mm-hmm.
which means it's a negative
Yes.
-2 to any non-operate test.
I
You
account
got
for that.
You factored it in.
He's got a
Yeah.
-2/+2, so he's just rolling
All right, cool.
normal check.
I'm assuming, are you presently just gunning it for, like, straight for these? Casual reminder: when you're not dark, your auto detect radius is how much power you have out in counter unit.
I mean, in one hand, going straight for the destination speaks to me in a way that is hard to articulate. On the other hand, you know, some sort of maneuver like this might be worthwhile.
Yeah, let's just arrow directly there, slam into the Trinity ship. Carnage
Fly
everywhere.
Fly casual. That's it.
All right, fly casual. That means in a straight line.
No. Look like you're heading, but not really heading. Like you're not in trouble, but we also have trouble. You know, fly casual.
Simulate drunkenness for his ship.
I mean, you know what? There's this old religion back where I'm from, Ichthus Station. You can probably tell from my accent. Call it St. Patty's Day, and every time this comes around on the calendar, we all go on what is referred to as a bar crawl. It's sort of religious practice of people of my ilk. And yeah, we can just say that we're on one of those.
Like, forgive me.
completely
I'm
true.
unfamiliar with your cultural idioms. Why did you put quotation marks around the word bar? Surely those still exist.
It's more for
I
the
understand, but
crawl
yes.
aspect. You're not crawling.
You're not
You're more
crawling.
stumbling.
Well, at least not until after like the fourth or fifth.
Waddling around.
It's like, oh,
That's
fourth
not a
or
crawl.
fifth,
You don't use your
puny,
hands.
You know,
And by
non-veer.
bar, I kind of mean, whatever establishments will take us in after we've had about 6.
Usually they're tailors.
Ah, yes, this fine Rastian custom. I've enjoyed many a, back handle of vodka
Alright,
in
so
a nice tailor shop.
Max, you're
Exactly,
just popping right,
exactly.
What?
Yeah? Just popping 3 to the right, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Anything else you guys are doing on your turn in this hence 10 minutes? The lights are all dark. There is like a red running board light backlighting everything in a very nice RGB fashion, let you know serious shit down. And
It should be
you're-
noted that Beep Boop has like one a red LED that's just like going back and forth across the like glass slit. It's very unnerving.
Cylon, anyone?
That's actually not a default feature. It's something he had to program it himself just to upset people.
I don't know. When looking at our art, I'm thinking of that droid in Return of the Jedi that was like very happy about C-3PO and R2-D2 being in Jabba's palace.
Oh yes,
Oh, yeah,
the torture droid.
Yeah, no, it's real cool. That's all I'm gonna say.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, that it for the sum total of present actions?
Yeah.
I've got nothing better to do.
Like delay in action, but yeah, alright, so the threatened pursuer is presently going to pursue a regular path. They have a decently competent pilot. and they have a thrust of 2. So they meander in the. And there, they're sending. You get a ping as they scan, as they want to, as they're wont to do.
Does that account for their -4?
That's their operation. So they would roll like 7d6, but accounting for the -4, they're rolling 3.
Mm-hmm.
They do not detect you. They're just keeping on. Station has a, say like 8, so it's a 4. Ooh. You get a little ding ding ding. It seems that you've receiving a ping, which the bounce back is indicating that station has definitely like seen you, or is like.
Is that a scan lock, or?
Yeah, so it was a successful scan on you.
No, I mean because combat assassins. Could I use a reaction of noise to contest it?
You could use a contest of noise to contest it. Yes. It will appear suspicious that they got radio noise back from a theoretically non-object, but it will be better than them scanning you.
Just send them all of our Spirit of Rin porn collection. They'll just assume
No,
it was a
I need
capsule
that.
sent out by the rat.
Shooting reason.
I would like to inform you that is literally
I
petabytes.
walk
We do
into-
not have the bandwidth capacity to broadcast it all. It would take days.
It's just a lone satellite.
Yeah.
Also,
so I take a
fun fact,
-4.
as a synth, I can experience VR in a whole fun new way.
Yeah. And for reference, this is at a -2 because you're running dark and you just don't have a lot of power. You're having to like slowly have the console crawl as it's like safety mode. Everything's blinking at you, in and out with highlights. Like, get out.
You know, I have highlights. Oh,
I have
wow.
a 5 in cognition and 3 in systems, so that would be.
Just click the button that says systems and then put the
Yeah.
-2 in.
All right, yeah, that's what I was just curious. All right, -2.
But yeah, it's cognition plus systems and plus or minus
Yeah.
modifiers. Okay, you wipe it out precisely. It gets a boop, and it sends a boop, and it sends like a query for identity. You guys, technically speaking, haven't yoinked your transponder yet, right?
Oh,
They are not.
we should have.
They're not aware of your presence per se. But they do know that something around here just garbled a scan. So that's gonna begin raising people's alert. These happen over the course of 10 minutes. That's all the station is doing. It is you guys' turn. You are still running dark. The threatened pursuer didn't manage to ping you. The station did, but was narrowly thwarted. What are you doing?
Well,
I think
we're
we
running
need to
up
move
our
as
time.
quickly as we can away from the spot we got lightning.
So are we going to keep the transponder? I mean, it will mean a lot of community service and talk about our feelings if we get caught. But
That's a good point.
I do not want to talk about my feelings. Not again.
Do they send synths to therapy?
why not?
I mean,
I don't know. I thought there might be some sort of like virtual therapy.
Well, there could be a robo
It's
therapy.
even
Upload
longer.
therapy.exe.
Hmm. So are we yanking the transponder or not?
Yeah. I think
Okay,
so.
I'll yank it.
would that be a systems, mechanics?
I'm looking for where the action is.
Yeah,
Just do
I'm not
it.
seeing it.
I feel like
I
I
assume
don't
it's
think
just
it's
like,
on there
you
right
know,
now, but I feel like we just know how.
Yeah, no, so it's not supposed to be like a whole. Anyone can do it. It's just illegal. Simply choose to.
Know how to break crime laws.
Is it one of those like levers that says "Do not pull under pain of law" or something?
Noise, purge, junk, filter. Do I straight up not have an action? Or
Pulling the transponder involves removing random circles from a panel in your ship.
yeah, you pull out this
are
weird golden-looking
familiar with
hexagonal, octagonal thing, and oh wait, so someone's gonna do it?
Yeah, I'm doing it. I
Alright,
don't know
I'm
where I
gonna
need to
say
be
it's a-
because
I'm
there's no action for it in the thing.
I'm gonna say it's a side action because while it is fairly involved, it's not a 10-minute process. You have yoinked your transponder, the noise didn't have a transponder signal with it, but you are now no longer broadcasting a ship. So you're now doing something very illegal. You're dark. Your transponder is yoinked. There's no argument that you're doing something legal here.
Look, we have to get these Sailor Moon knockoffs into this quarantined planet. Our
What
lives
is the name of our
will-
Sailor Moon knockoffs?
They're Buccaneer Terra.
They're actually a knockoff porn parody made by the Spirit of Rin called Sailor Goon.
That's what I thought we were shipping.
Hey,
If we're shipping
Isn't
a
that an
porn
actual
parody, the
video?
friend would be all for it.
So as a side action, you yoink the transponder.
Maybe we can bribe
coil.
them.
Your AI reminds you, hello, you have committed an illegal action. However, I have been hacked and do not care. I won't be telling anyone.
Who said this?
Your AI.
Can I hack the AI to not care?
It says it already
The
has been
AI
hacked and
said,
doesn't care.
I've already been hacked, so I don't care.
Oh, I did hear that part. Yeah.
But it's on low power mode, so it's actually beep, detection of action, don't care. So that's yeah. What do you guys want to do on the rest of that turn? Bear in mind, oddly enough, despite the fact that you'd think that you couldn't do this, I never say you can't allocate power while you're running dark.
That
Strange, but
Sounds wrong.
That seems like an oversight.
Yeah, I think you should just fix that because, like, you can't do any of these other things while you're running dark. The whole
Like the whole point of running
Thing
dark
is
is low
that you-
power.
yeah. I think I'll correct that. I'll make a note of that.
oh, good thing we found that out.
All right. I propose I fucking book it.
yeah.
I like
Okay.
being a useful member of this team.
Are you kidding me?
All right,
Can I
so
provide positive
you're
reinforcement?
you're moving one to the right.
No, I don't think I am because I think that's too obvious.
Why don't you reach?
I can't. I'm
Oh,
still-
you're a synth. I
It's been
forgot
one of
you
your
did have the
processing.
human capacity to panic.
You spend one of your processing to reach.
Yes, let's do that. I don't know how that works, but I'm doing it.
All
You
right,
have three
good.
processing. You're not going to get any back throughout the course of this encounter. You spend one of those three, and
Okay.
you can also jack into the ship and donate your processing to it, but you can't take a
They
donation.
will
of
absolutely
processing.
not have my processing. That is uncalled for. They do not deserve it. Wow.
Anyways, that's
Yeah.
2 hops this time.
I think we should go like here. Or I don't know if you can go diagonal.
Yeah.
Look,
do
it's
that.
just the universe punishing you because your phone message is beep boop. This is not a dial tone. This is my daily affirmation. And then you just say beep boop for another 5 minutes continuously.
See, the dumb thing is, halfway through that, I said this better end with me saying beep boop 100 times, and it did. And I just want to say I'm very proud.
All right. Actually, guys, remind you guys can delay an action if you want to really do anything. But
I want to delay a reaction.
I'm gonna delay an action.
All right.
so that's everybody's go, yeah.
Yep.
All right, the Thren Pursuer is going to threnily pursue, because they're like, oh shit, did we actually get like a thing somewhere? Probably just some mangled probe. I don't know. I'm gonna check it out. They begin to peel over in that direction. Realizes he made this encounter map way too many encounter units wide, but we're keeping with it.
The traditional giant Lee map, except it's, just space squares.
one of them.
I want Lee to run a game where it's like 12 Angry Men, where it's just all of us in a very small room and nothing
Yes.
moves
I
or
would pay to
happens.
hear that.
One of they begin to take evasive
I think that'd
maneuvers
be really
because
dope.
it's like standard procedure to make an approach on an unidentified object. They evade for 1 evasion armor, and they're gonna try a scan again. They're still only getting 3 dice because you guys are still running dark, but they're just trying to see what's out there. They ain't seeing much though. The station
I'm not even
is
like-
still rolling 4d6 and still trying to get a confirmation on what it hit. It is not gonna. I don't think its role is impacted at all by the fact that your transponder isn't in right now, but that will come up later.
Yeah, these station fuckers.
I know. Let's just torpedo the station. They'll never notice if we do that.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Okay.
Write that down.
Before you roll, pilot, let me do this.
I like that idea.
You get a +1.
Oh my god, we have a particle beam. Cool.
Yeah, you got a particle beam. Worth noting that escalation of force is a factor in Trinity rules of engagement.
I was going to just say, could I just do some noise to make it not notice us?
Yep.
Hey, on the other hand, it is an unmanned station, so technically we wouldn't be hurting anyone. That's just destruction of property.
Yeah,
My
but
favorite.
also
It's like graffiti,
it's,
or
want to
sing
be
on a building.
noticed.
Alright, so yeah, you can use noise. You want to pop it for me? Remember -2?
Yeah. -2, you said?
Yep.
Wait. Let me give you a communicate. See if you can get extra dice.
Well, didn't you just do that?
It's a side action.
Oh, no, I meant for the communicate that you just rolled.
That was for the pilot.
Oh, alright.
Yeah, he used that, and then he held another, and now he's deploying this one for a modifier of 1 for you, so it's -1 overall.
Alright.
Yes.
Woo!
Okay. They get another ping. This one, they can't even have a hope of getting your transponder off of. It's beginning to look like, I don't know, like you don't know what they're thinking, but you get another ping off and you manage to garble it again. That is the station just. It's,
Might you think that their machine's broken?
it's y'all's turn.
It's automated.
You guys are within 2 and 3 encounter units of the other vessel, but you're running dark. You do automatically detect them because actually you don't. Their power's 2. Just kidding. But you know they're there because they're broadcasting it. What do you guys do?
I imagine that at all times, any official Trinity ship is just broadcasting the Trinity anthem on all frequencies. That seems
I
very
was thinking
appropriate, right? I
Feel
know.
good stuff.
Okay, I mean, they're just kind of non-diverse. They just constantly blast out whatever they're listening to on the radio.
Yes, that is canon. That is canon right there.
Really? I thought they
Initiate
would be
the
like...
dubstep.
Wait, hold up. I have issues. How radio? It's already being broadcast. If it's radio, perhaps
It's
the
not
Spotify
output
thing.
into space.
Well, if they're
Except, I
receiving
mean,
the
it
radio,
is, yeah,
it must be
it's-
being broadcast into space.
Okay, fine. They're,
It's
have
light.
Spotify
playing
radio
their workout
waves.
mixtapes, Max.
There we
Does that
go.
make you happy?
Yes, it
I
does
was
make me
thinking
happy.
70s porno is playing constantly because Thren, but
All right. I'm just gonna
No, that
roll
would be
another
Spirit of
operation.
Ren.
All right.
I just think Bow Chicka Wow Wow is like
All right.
the
So
ringtone.
you're making a go.
Oh, was I supposed to get a +1 from the officer? Do anything?
Was that this turn? Did the officer give you one this turn?
Let me do it for this turn.
Oh, I thought they did. Okay.
Officer's like, my charges are so needy. Ugh.
All right. That's an extra 3 dice.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna roll those real quick. Nope.
Show me the one space you'd like to
Damn,
have.
you suck at piloting.
Yeah, I really do, which isn't
Yeah,
great.
process-
Somebody be
Sims,
high.
it's been 10,000 hours and something, but they just have no soul, no artistry.
Wow.
Face them all.
Anti-synth action in the chat. What the fuck? All right. So that's organic sperms.
Yeah, I guess that's how much we're moving.
Rapier freighter. You move here. That's your turn, right?
I guess. I mean, unless anyone else wants to do something.
I want to reserve an action to shoot.
All right. So delay in action to fire
Yeah, I
what
guess
weapon?
we'll delay an action. Oh my goodness.
My God, we are competent smugglers.
Pat, you said you want to delay in action. What gun?
Ballistic weed.
All right. I will give you
No,
first.
the big,
Do the
Laser.
particle beam. That's the best
Particle.
one.
yeah.
Sure. We'll say it's fired from the bridge.
Okay. I'm gonna. Well, apparently, you already know to shoot them. Don't shoot until you see the white of their
All right.
eyes.
So
It's like, but we're inside a ship, Captain. Don't shoot until you see the whites of their eyes. That's why it's a
You want
great
to see the
command.
yellows actually, because you know then they're sleep deprived.
Yeah. You see the. Okay, so you guys are tapping on your turn, right?
Yeah.
The Thren Pursuer is clearly taking a new tack here. The co-pilot is, or the pilot is taking an evasion before they come in. They seem to be arcing towards the line made here, right? And they're going, roughly where the line would take them. So they're going here.
See, I figured they would do that.
They are one
How
encounter unit
rude
away
and
from you.
untrusting. Like, I know we're doing something illegal, but still, like, just really profiling
No.
here.
Technically speaking,
Yeah, this is not
the
cool.
Thren Pursuer still can't see you. Even though you are basically you like, if they are 0 EU away from you, I'm just gonna let them use a scrutiny test to see you out their fucking window at that point.
Quick, let's go offer to wash their windows.
If
then
they see
they'll
us off their
be
window, we have to
irritated.
wave.
All right. I really hope I don't fuck up on my fucking roll again this time, because if I can
No, we
actually
do
put some
too.
distance, we might be able to do something. But apparently, I can only roll 1. So
Can hypothetically
All right.
you hit
Is this a
the
top of the
radios
round?
so they're disabled? And then
They do
can't-
not. Yeah, okay. So the top of your round, they have not managed to scan you. They are right on top of you, and they are probably visually on the lookout.
all right, if I could get some encouraging words.
I am gonna push.
jettison some junk, make them think it's that.
Okay. So what words do you say?
Pilot better.
Acknowledge.
Like,
You take one edge from hearing that because that implies they're not piloting very good right now.
which is
Do
true.
you feel the human need for validation and, have a crisis of confidence?
Yeah.
You've got the yips. It's the most human thing you can have.
Oh no.
Oh,
Okay, I
look.
got 2. I am
Alright,
going to
that's
spend
not
another one of my
terrible.
processing to push it.
All right, you're gonna get a twist. You're gonna get a twist. All right.
I can't. Oh!
Shit!
Oh! Okay,
What
so
did I
Um,
say? What did I
literally
say?
none of those are overlapped either. So I think I got, I don't know, was that like
Oh,
10?
good
Out of
Christ.
1,000?
That's brilliant. By the
I think it's the
Oh.
best one I've
stars.
ever had in my
I
entire
have
life.
never seen
Oh,
that.
You
9.
are
It's
now,
almost
Max, I should
10.
point out you are
It's a
9
lot.
counter units out. Do you want to just gun it?
Do it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, fuck it at this point. I realized, oh wait,
Blaze by.
Jesus, there's an accelerator on this spaceship. Guys, there's been an accelerator this whole
The
time.
parking brake's been on the
I've been
entire
just-
time.
The maneuvering thrusters. There's engines.
All right. So
Roma Victor.
I would like to make a special announcement that nagging like this does not work in real life.
all right. So someone says, "Hey, isn't that a spaceship that just flew outside of us?" And someone was like, "Well, they're not on our sensors." Oh shit! And yeah. So you guys are over the encounter zone. The ejection process is going to require 1 main action mechanics, 1 main action endurance to slide and move your underslung cargo pods and get them jettisoned. And then it's just a matter of breaking the gravity well, which I'm going to say is 2 encounter units away from this circle of a planet, and then making your full space jump, which I'm sure will not be any difficulty to you under duress in any way.
Did
Alrighty.
anybody say endurance?
Marine time. Don't get to shoot anyone, but you're good for something.
Okay, who needs the inspiring words?
So let's lay out what exactly we need to.
Well,
we're
we're reaching that.
1 mechanics check and 1 endurance. So I guess just doing the endurance, I'll do the mechanics.
And then presumably, once that's done, I want to get out of here.
All right, the mechanics check, you get a +2.
Cool.
I don't think you
thanks.
get an edge from that reach.
I'm like, wait, no, I have to do the mechanics first before you haul those off. Oh, okay.
and you
Sorry.
guys,
Well, let me see if I can fix that.
you guys do it from within the hull.
I don't know why the edge didn't take.
Yeah, all right, so you guys, yeah, you both do, so you get an extra success there. You can do this slightly faster, or you can do it with more pizzazz.
slightly faster. I have no one to impress here. It's just the usually high marine.
Yeah, so the cargo container
I'm not
of
usually
illicit
high, I'm
contraband
usually
is plummeting through the atmosphere
like
at
bubble
speeds
gum.
that nobody is going to be interdicting today. And I mean, like, they see an object heating up in the atmosphere. They're aware and they physically saw you. So
Well, I feel like that's
It was
still
just
insufficient
space
evidence
madness.
to convict. Like, it's really just a bunch of unreliable witness testimony.
Yeah, I
well,
mean,
they don't know your
how?
transponder code, so they have no idea what fucking rapier freighter just did this. As long as you guys don't get caught.
I mean, how? Like, are these like?
I mean, we
crack
did have like we
teams?
do have just married like painted on the back of the ship and cans
Oh,
out there.
I mean, if it's a
but-
low-level employee, they're not going to care. They're like,
Sorry.
it's above my pay grade. I'm just about
so
to.
do you guys want to tap? Do you want to delay any
I
actions?
thought they were
do you
pretty.
Want to take any course of action here?
I guess I'll hold an action to junk if someone targets us. I guess.
Sure.
We're on the same turn action as before, right?
Yeah, I think we both used our main actions.
All right. So you guys tap. The threatened pursuer is like.
I don't know. They already know we're here. I mean, I guess they go.
Yes.
Do we want to stop running dark? I mean, I can't do it this turn, but like then
Maybe
we'd have more
next
crossing
turn.
stuff back. Yeah.
Okay, next turn we'll go all out hour. But the good news is we didn't escalate where they're going to use their lethal stuff. They're going to just try to disable us, which is good.
I also suspect might be able to just. I mean, if I get decent rolls, we might just be able to get out of here before they reach a decent range.
I mean, that would be nice. Yeah.
It all depends. So, we'll see.
The threatened pursuer turns about, and they get a message from the system that something's breached the atmosphere, and it's obviously not the vehicle they saw. So they're gunning it. They're gunning it in that direction, and the station itself, gaining a slight bonus from its network of planetary satellites, is going to get a +2 modifier on this. They do successfully scan you. That's 2 successes coming in on that. You can use your reaction to junk.
All right.
Noise.
Systems.
Yep. -2.
Oh, I thought we got rid of the.
You're still running dark.
All right, so -2. Okay. For systems. Yeah. There's no
You
reason
wanna edge that? You wanna reach it?
Oh yeah, sure.
Gain one
Sure.
edge and then roll 1 less base dice because you already have 1 success.
All right, so just would be -2 then.
Yep. After you gain the 1 edge. Plus 1 you before. Well.
Okay.
Ding! You are pinged in the system, and the local Stratnet is aware of a presence running dark in the location, not broadcasted transponder code. Got a vague series of radio messages informing you to insert your transponder and pull to to stop yourself at once.
Assume the position. Prepare for boarding.
It's y'all's turn. You have definitely been detected. The payload is off. All that is left here is the escape.
All right, let's turn on the lights.
All right. So it's just a mechanics check, right?
Yeah, it's a -2 though.
No, it's not. Mechanics checks aren't.
Main
it might
action
be
mechanics
specifically,
-2
but
to
they're
power
not-
back on.
Okay. Even though every other mechanics check that you do while running dark is not a -2,
Yes.
feels kind of weird and arbitrary.
It's supposed to indicate that it's hard to do fast.
Can we do a
Okay.
fast allocation?
You can't do any kind of allocation while the power's off.
Oh,
You're
it's
running dark.
all right.
Please push. Yes.
Hey!
Alright, you succeed. Power is back on. I would let you spend that twist to do it faster. And that would give you or someone else the opportunity this turn to try a fast allocation or distribute power. For a turn.
Definitely.
Alright. So that's your go. That's your main action.
I can do that. Fast. Do a systems to fast allocate.
Sure. So Cash, you want to run over there and try and fast allo? Sure.
Yeah.
Popping that systems.
All right. Systems, just normal, no mods.
Yep. Alright. How do you want to distribute the 3 power your ship has?
Engines, I imagine, and
All thrust?
yeah, unless there's something else I'm forgetting.
Oh, we're
Yes.
gonna want the guns eventually, but not now.
Seems like a solid policy.
Should be
Alright,
good.
So, anybody who hasn't acted yet, like say Beep Boop or your Morale officer, anything you guys want to do? Come in here
Yes,
for the-
I am going to do a communicate for the beep group.
Thank you, Captain. Your encouraging words are truly what inspired me to travel half the map in one turn after slowly.
Yes, well, you got a +2.
You found where the accelerator
Yeah,
button was.
Yeah, you.
As it turns out, the engines back there, they really do some thrust
The
when you use
officer,
them.
you realize you misplaced your favorite pen, and you're afraid that you might have left it on the edge of the cargo container. You don't know if it's been dropped.
Are
Rod
you
from God?
genuinely shitting
Question
my
mark.
pants right now? Look at how
You
many
got one
dice there are
processor
there.
left.
Well, Beep Boop, your ship does have at this point 3 available processing you could spend. You have your own processing you could spend. You got
I'm gonna spend a ship's processing because I'm greedy.
All right, ship is down to 2 of 3 processing, 1 spent. And re-roll an option goes
I'm
with
good
dice.
rolls.
Like a normal boy. I mean, a real boy. I mean, wow, this is racist.
Better.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so you could break the well of the planetoid if you should like. You just have to be 2 EU away from the surface, so.
Yeah, I mean we can go right along to right there,
Right.
and then get ready to jump out.
All right. Well, there's a crew action that you can do if you like to make an emergency. Or there's 2 ways you can do this. Choice is yours. And it might depend on how much action time you have. So okay. There is a.
I think we've literally used all of our actions for Pats, but go
There
ahead.
is an emergency fold action. It requires 2 main actions in a row. Test mechanics -2 to begin procedures for an emergencies in-system fold space tear. On a failure from either test, the reactor suffers a crisis. On a success for the second test, the ship has a wormhole ripped directly in front of it and pops out the far side well beyond engagement range. May not be done in a gravity well. You're outside of a gravity well. The alternative is a crew action that requires 4 people to comp mesh any component, and then the final 2 must be reactor followed by propulsion or pilot. So, yeah, that's going to be an all hands on deck thing. Guys could technically try and initiate it right now.
Well, we can't.
Do we have the action
We're out
economy?
of the action economy to do either of those.
Yeah, no, actually, I think you're the actual-
Like, we
you could
can't muster
begin-
2
you
people,
could-
let alone 4.
You could begin the emergency, but you wouldn't be able to finish. Yeah, so up to you guys. What do you want to do?
If you're going to start the emergency, Pat, I'll give you an inspiring words to get the bonus. And then
All right. You
Shit,
know
we're
what?
gonna
I
need
always
2
say?
mechanics checks for that
Pause
one.
emergency.
I'm pretty good at
So how's your
mechanics.
mechanics, Pat? Before we start with this,
My mechanics is shit, but I'm really
maybe
tough.
we shouldn't do
Yeah,
that.
tell me about the other person who has decent mechanics.
Me,
I mean,
I
I'm
have
actually okay at mechanics. I've got a 7.
Okay,
Oh,
I mean,
shit,
I figured
no,
you've
go
got to have good resilience.
Oh,
Great.
look how
two.
much
Between both
Pat
of
is
us, we
getting.
can get it.
That's about to be a mechanics plus fucking
Reminder: this is a mechanics -2.
4.
Oh shit!
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Or,
it's actually
so 6.
+2, yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
Why is it not calculating my edge?
Well,
are
you passed,
putting it
so.
in the human marine.
Yes.
Good.
I'm gonna. I mean, yeah. Do I need to? Would it be beneficial at all if I?
No, you succeed. Okay, so you guys are obviously undertaking emergency movement procedures. If nobody else has an action, it's the enemy's go.
I mean, are they really the enemy? They're more like the
The fuzz.
Benny Hill chase around pursuers.
So basically, we can Scooby-Doo them.
Okay, so that's your go. The Threaten Pursuer allocates both of their power to thrust because they are not fucking around.
That would have been better. We should have done a Scooby-Doo villain and pretended to be a ship ghost that was after their ship blood or something.
At this point, why are they even trying to chase us? Like, we already did the crime.
Max, like, if so, like, oh, well, they already did the murder. Let's just let them go. I mean, it already happened, right?
Exactly.
Anton murder.
So, modifier.
So
of
this wasn't a murder. This was a
customers.
delivery. It's like, oh, they already delivered the Amazon package.
And they let you know with a center fire. Stop at once. We are being forced to interdict. Please stop now. And the particle beam is going to strike your
Well, this is not gonna
Hot
help us
mesh.
hold space.
You guys want to do anything about the fact that a particle beam is about to flash through your comp mesh?
Can we do anything?
Would that fuck up our jump?
Yes, that is the question.
Yeah.
Pivot?
Well, the question is, no, I'm saying, would hitting
like-
a comp mesh fuck up the jump?
You
should know the answer to that.
There are multiple possible. Your AI is actively monitoring everything about your reactor to make sure it doesn't kill you.
Cool.
One,
Yes or no?
Can we pivot to
you don't know that until you find out what the crisis is, and you don't know what the crisis is going to be until it's been confirmed.
Okay,
There's a
but I'm
chance-
going to assume that we can't exactly afford to have the reactor offline either. Like, I guess we could have it at the whole, but like, we don't get to pick.
Yeah, so you can
But,
just take it
I
there.
mean-
Also, you still have 3 armor you get to roll that might bounce it.
Okay, no, the armor is garbage. I mean, maybe we should try pivoting just to see whether, like, to test out the mechanic and see whether it's any use.
Fuck it, let's pivot. Actually, wait. Pivoting takes... Oh, I mean, I guess
The
I'll do
main
the
action,
pivoting.
yes.
Okay, but the thing is, I'm not going to be doing shit next turn anyway if we get the jump done right, so it's fine.
Yeah.
So that's, what, an operation something?
Yep.
The Marine's in the reactor room, right?
And remember, you have 3 power to your thrust right now, Max.
Oh, well, let me roll 3 more dice. Cool.
You were just shy of the super twist. Okay, so it is instead going to hit in your 1, 2, 3, 4 life support.
Yes, okay, that's good.
Figuring a life support, right?
I mean, I don't need it, I'm a robot.
Who wants to roll the 3 dice to see if your armor bounces it?
I'll do it. I have
Alright.
so many dice.
I was going to say let the robot who doesn't care roll, but
Oh yes, let me
You've
roll
seen my
through-
rolls, you do not want that.
I know, I'm just entertainment.
Oh, it's L.
Or you also saw that one other roll, so I don't know, maybe. I tried to calculate what the odds of that happening is. Poor.
Hell yeah.
This is a life support crisis. It goes and like various like piping, the things intended to like control like the flow and constriction pop wide open, and there is now just like a thick mist beginning to form in all of the compartments on your spaceship. Like there's something wrong with the mix. And you see your tubes are beginning to change how much oxygen you're being sent. It's already bad. You get to unplug and start going off of manual life support from your ship suits on your next turn. The Threatened Pursuer says, please stand down or we will be forced to continue firing particle beams at you. We don't want anybody to get hurt. Cannot allow you to leave. And yeah, that is their go. The station is sending out lots of messages all over with a general description of everything it knows about your ship, and flagging you as very bad boys and girls and boys. And it is the Rapier Freighter's turn again. What do you guys want to do?
Can I go to life support and repair? Just so we don't die.
Yeah, so the life
Who's
support,
best at mechanics to do the second
I-
episode?
so the life support,
Doing it.
the life support is going to require a main and side action mechanics test. Both will have to be successful.
Okay, well, I did the second fold
Okay.
space.
Before that
alright,
even happens, there is a shunt, a rip, and the space right in front of where your ship is flying just. And
That was hot.
it's amazing that you guys managed to pull this off, because technically speaking, here's an interesting question. So the Threatened Pursuer, right, is a 2 encounter unit range. That
Oh
keeps
my
you
god, are
going.
you going to let it follow us through the wormhole?
No.
Can they-
That's what I'm
Would
saying.
it follow us through the wormhole?
You have a 3 encounter unit, which means that if the Threatened Pursuer tried to emergency fold right now, it couldn't because of your power. But the Threatened Pursuer's field doesn't stop you because it's only 2 power.
Interesting.
No,
Yeah.
I think that's just an observation of how it works, but I think that's the system working as intended.
Well,
The bigger
Okay.
shields, the bigger ship tackles.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, you guys, which actually means
As we
your
pull
engineer
out and get
probably
on the
should have tried to
comms,
boost
and I
their
say,
power.
"Threat and pursuer, go
Better.
fuck yourself."
yeah, no, actually,
You
I
have
was
a
gonna
voice
say,
changer.
would
Literally,
you,
their AI just
would you
needed
like
to
our
allocate
number?
processing,
I can
and they could
refer
have
you
caught
to
you.
someone who can fuck you properly.
I,
Just like we did.
I literally,
Get
like,
it,
I
get
literally
it.
misstepped. Anyway, you guys succeed. You hop out. We're at 1 a.m. You guys slide out. You're some random position in the solar system, and there's lots of like heat and radiation and power, and someone runs and fixes the life support, and you're fucking fine. You're good. You're good. So that was 2 encounters in roughly as many hours. So not bad. But like a lightning round of feedback. The 3 notes are claim jumpers, boon runners, and I don't know what we're calling it that.
No, we're
and-
calling it that.
moon runners, and
No, false.
so I'm gonna lightning round this feedback here in a roundabout fashion. Top center, I see Ramba. Ramba, hit me with it.
Alrighty.
So,
I
in claim
am-
jumpers, feelings, moon runners, feelings, general rules, observations.
Alrighty. I did enjoy the both of these. Big thing is, it seems to be the list of actions. Like when I'm looking through them in the basically the rule books, I noticed there's also like the crew things, which is like everyone does a series of actions.
Yeah, I was thinking that we might get to test that on the escape here, but there's another way to fold space escape that made a little more sense. But yeah. What
It's
about-
really situational because you want to do that one that you wanted us to do,
Mhm.
but it's also like this is emergency. I don't think we have enough time.
Yeah.
It's big risk, big reward.
Mhm. But the emergency fold skip lets you do it all in one turn.
And sometimes you only have one turn.
Yeah. But you enjoy both. Seems like the list of crew actions maybe like could be made more relevant.
Yeah, I played as the officer for both of them. It's really weird that I need to have a talent if I'm like looking to be an officer to be able to like use like what I was really focused on, which is like communicate to get people bonuses so they can do stuff.
Mm.
So, but it's also like the fact is, also movement was also kind of strange how there's no like base units you can move and then you roll to see how extra you get.
Mhm.
Because in
Yeah.
other systems, you basically, like during this, you roll to see how further you can go and all that. So it just feels a bit like, man, I hope we get really hot dice for this, and we did, and moved 9 units.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there's something like that for land vehicles. So I should actually what are they? Space. Yeah, I agree. It was weird. And technically speaking, the Thorn Pursuer is supposed to be the faster ship, although a Rapier should. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Something to
along the
consider.
lines of like, you want to have like something to mitigate like
Hmm.
bad luck on the player's part. I mean, like, okay, we still can move at least some distance.
Yeah, a baseline. Yeah. Not a bad point.
It also can then reflect like how you want to deal with different ship types. Like the Pursuer is going to be faster; it has a higher base movement. But also the fact is, we are able to like not even have to like do combat. For the second one was great. It's like, no, let's try to skip that and see if we can just stealth through it, which is like fun sort of alternatives to do.
The Marine was very happy that we didn't have to shoot any weapons.
Welcome to how
so
I
long.
play Shadowrun, where we only use the threat of violence. We never try to get in trouble, because that just invites more trouble.
Yeah. So you enjoyed the possibility of space stealth, which was this is our first like true test of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
The last thing I will say is the fact is, it may seem like disjointed at first, but it's also really great how everyone has like an action to contribute in space combat. Because in some systems, it's mostly just going to be like the pilot does everything. And now we had like the mechanics going around, the systems expert trying to make sure the comp mesh is working, and then all these little things and going to keep things going, and everyone is involved.
Yeah. So thank you, Rampa. Q Prime, hit me with it. Flame jumpers, moon runners, general rules observation.
Yeah. Just a style thing. I'm kind of thrown out by the square patterns instead of hexes, just from a distance kind of thing. But that's just me being OC.
Technically speaking, we don't tell you have to use squares.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying because all I'm thinking right now is if we just go diagonal, we could have gotten farther. But yeah, no. Besides that, just from a rule standpoint, I kind of wish there were a little more options besides 1, 2, or 3 things. But counteracted, it's fine because you don't want to overload the player.
Yeah.
So.
There
Yeah,
used to be
I
comp
enjoyed
mesh
it.
and life support actions, and I was like, this is too much, and I cut them.
Yeah, I know that it's one of those like you always want more, but you don't want too many. So it's always good to want more, so you have options to grow.
Weird.
And just maybe organization. Would be curious to see an actual combat, but I do love how we did an entire encounter without any combat.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a few that were straight fights, so like both of these were intended to be opposites. But yeah.
I am a little curious about the running dark to powering it back on, how it costs. You still get the -2 mechanics for that.
I didn't want it to be easy to toggle the light. I wanted it to be easier to flip the lights off than to jerk them back on.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, so
I mean,
that's
I don't know. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not a huge deal. It just feels weird. Like, why can't I flip the switch back on? Like, why is it so much harder?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking like you could maybe use some systems to kind of like help the booting system go up, not just mechanics.
yeah, possibly. I try to avoid.
'Cause it's
The
like
other thing I'll
software,
jump in with
hardware.
real quick is I have no experience operating actual reactors, but every video game I've ever played where you operate a reactor, turning it off is very easy. You just press a button. Turning it on, if you do it wrong, the submarine catches on fire.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
with
yeah.
Max on this one. I'm with Max on this one.
Yeah, and
Same
I know
thing in
with
Rimworld.
merchant ships in the world on our planet, it's super easy to turn everything off, and if they're invaded by pirates, you need a team to turn them back on. I was just thinking maybe instead of just pure mechanics, you would have also maybe person could roll the systems, make it a little like a different style.
Oh yeah, that's actually not a bad
That is-
idea.
that's
If we
worth-
let people
worth-
assist.
consideration. We move
Yeah.
now to Madeline. Madeline, hit me with it. Moon runners, claim jumpers, general rules observation.
Okay, so I feel like there's kind of a problem where, like, you should be able to, like, people don't want to get into encounters because ships are very fragile, it causes constant crises, but doing a stealth encounter is boring. So that's kind of a problem if, like, you're incentivized in world to do stealth, but it's even more boring than a normal encounter because you're not, like, dealing with interesting crises. So I'm not sure exactly how to fix that, but, if you can't think of a cool way, like, at least just make them a lot shorter.
Yeah, I think that I fucked this up by starting you 14 encounter units away. I don't think that you should.
But it's also just one of those things because we don't have like real space maps, like it's about relative distance. Like you can't do like the thing from Star Trek where the ships, follow you. You can't do like the Red October, like sudden turn. Like you can't do any of those kinds of maneuvering that would be interesting because there's no like map or system to accommodate it. So I think it just kind of has to be less of an element of the game. Like you can't really do interesting stealth unless you're going to make another mechanic, which you probably shouldn't do.
Yeah, no, this was to test my theory that the space stealth rules as written was probably not the most engaging activity. I think right now I would call it serviceable, but definitely not a primary crutch to.
I guess I'm also a little confused by what the transponder does. Like it just pings and you can take it out at any time and it's not difficult to remove at all. Like
So what it is it is also essentially impossible to hide the fact you have removed it. It's like altering a car's pedometer, whatever the fuck.
I kind of figured it was a license plate.
It is your space license plate, but it has the same level of physical anti-tamper proofing mechanism as something that someone has really cared about.
Okay, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like either it should be slightly harder to just yank out. Like, you know, if they really care about you not removing this, maybe you have to actually like do mechanics or systems or something.
Yeah.
And also, like, as you know, pirates or, you know, smugglers or something, I feel like you should be able to fake one, like a pirate ship running up like a merchant flag or something. Like, I just feel like that would be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that that could be expanded upon. But the mechanical impact is it will, once a combat for free, and I checked the rules. It's not listed as an action, but it's listed in a paragraph somewhere. Supposed to be main action. Not sure how I feel about that. Maybe main action to do it without a test. Side action to do it with. Yeah, I think that makes sense. It's one free break a lock, basically.
Wait, the transponder lets you break a lock?
If
or
you
taking
yoink the
it out lets you...
transponder, you
Okay.
break any lock on you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And obviously Moonrunner's stealth ain't exactly a winner. Anything particular to claim jumpers?
I guess, I mean, I feel like it's because we didn't really do that much with the sensors, but I felt like also, like, because normally I do like things where you're not just doing combat, but it still felt a little non-dynamic to me, like just with the really slow pace, like having something that was mines, which can like move one turn and isn't like psychological or interesting, it did like also feel kind of draggy, and part of that is just contextless combat, but
it could have been made more exciting if they hadn't just gone, I'm one unit closer.
Maybe something more interesting about like how you deploy sensors.
Or you could just do something to the mines besides just shooting a missile or something.
Nice. Anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right. Pat.
No, they were very, very good, straightforward examples. Kind of, you know, at the very least, to prove the system works. I feel like if we'd been more engaged in the characters and the scenes going on, they might have even been like pretty entertaining in and of themselves as encounters. But you know, mostly they were just there to set dress the mechanical testing, which worked out pretty well. I don't have any major complaints. I think it did its job.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, like the stealth one did feel a little long around the bridges, possibly because I wasn't actually doing anything, because I had a combat character who more or less was poorly built towards doing ship stuff. I'm sure I could probably have figured something else to do other than sitting around and being snarky, but I more or less chose not to, and I still enjoyed it.
Max, hit me with it.
All right. In terms of the first encounter, I did think the way mines worked was kind of not ideal. They were, if you spotted them, laughably easy to deal with. And I mean, like, I think if they were positioned like in a more aggressive manner, it may have been worse, but like they take one place closer to you, and if you know where they are, you can more or less destroy them without effort.
Yeah. I mean, rules is written. They actually can't move at all, so I felt kind of bullshit by having them move. And I thought it was if you're an adjacent encounter unit that can fly at you. Rules is written right now. You have to enter their encounter unit.
I mean,
it'd be funny if they'd actually like mine trapped the thing that we wanted, so we had to figure out a way to remove the mines without having them explode, thus destroying our valuable platinum.
Yeah, I think a fair part of it might have just been I don't think the mines were deployed terribly well, because like I'm kind of on board with mines not moving, but I think they should be harder to deal with than just you shoot a missile in their direction and that gets rid of them all. I think it should be a bit more involved than that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's a field of mines. They're taking up an encounter unit that's of difficulty to deal with. I'm not sure how you should deal with it, but I think it should be more involved.
Sure.
As for Poon Runners, I refuse to call it by its fake censored name. I like that one. Probably in a good part because I was the pilot and I did like a lot of the stuff that was done.
Yeah, no, I definitely.
I thought it was a cool demonstration of like blockade running, and that's always a cool thing. I did find it interesting. I'm not sure I dislike it. I just find it interesting that there is so much is dependent on how many successes the pilot gets. Like, I had one really good roll, and that changed everything. And that feels really good when you're the player. But it also feels super bullshit if an NPC did it.
I mean, to be
Like,
fair,
if we
you
were
also
just
a bunch of really
following
bad rolls. So, like, I feel
Yeah,
like
and
it
a bunch of
would've
really
been-
bad rolls also is not great. So it feels a little weird how dependent ship movement is on a roll. I'm not sure that's something that necessarily needs fixing. It's just something that struck me where, like, if we were, doing a pursuit, right, and we were both more or less matching pace of each other, then suddenly the Thread Pursuer rolled a perfect slate and was 10 feet in front of us all of a sudden. That would feel kind of bullshit.
Yeah, well, because it's odd, because it's like, is it relative maneuvering, or is it how much, you can travel? Like, it's confusing what ship movement even is.
Yeah, because there used to be like maneuverability versus like raw horsepower.
I mean, I'm okay with it. I've accepted the fact that, like, yes, in space, technically, if I thrust really quickly in a direction, I'm just going to keep going at that speed in that direction until I hit a thing. But at the same time, I think that's super annoying to deal with in play. And so I'm okay with the hand wave. You're on a map, you move a distance, you move a different distance next turn. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Because I think all alternatives are worse. But I do think it is weird that we were effectively able to cross half the map in one go because I got a lucky roll. And I also think that, like, more familiarity with the system amongst the players might pick up the pace a little bit. Because, I mean, I'm obsessive about pacing. I don't think the pacing was terrible, but, like, we'd always be like, okay, what can we do?
Yeah.
What next?
I think no small part of that was us trying to make the best of the system. I think we all, well, most of us know somewhat what to do, but, like, we want to know what options there are. We want to know how we can best test it.
It's that I also dumped you guys into a scenario that we've never done in space combat before. That space combat isn't really is aware of, but is not designed around. Because in general, it is assumed that you are hunting for Red October, and that either someone gets away relatively quickly, or they get caught out, and then Rootin' Tootin' starts. That's the baseline written assumption, but we can play it a different ways. But there were not a lot of actions to support it. So yeah, anyway. Thank you all for coming out. If nobody else has any further comments, I think we're good to go. I will raid whoever I can find. And thank you all who came out. Your viewers, dreamers, and play testers. I will take this information with me in the coming days as I rewrite our system of space. I mean, it's not like a big rewrite, but like.
Okay. Have a good day.
All right.
You know what? I think
These agree.
I see.
Interpoint
Warwick
Station is live. Go rate him.
again.
They play Lancer. Oh, subscriber or follower only.
Well,
Hero
Lamp is
Zone.
actually live, believe it or not.
Who?
by Warwick.
What?
Lamp created.
Oh, hell yeah. We're rating Lamp. Lampe Creative.
Just chatting, but kind of we were too.
We're
A little bit of
rolling in,
space
yeah.
comment for the chat.
Hold on, I'm canceling the that one. Going on Lamp it. Yeah, we're gonna go say out of Lamp.
Remember, everybody, light a little lamp in your store.